Audio on demand from Vision Christian Media.
You're listening to Momentum, a show that helps men succeed in life. And as we delve into this week's topic, a reminder that some of the content may be of a sensitive nature. Now, here's your host, Des Kennedy.
Hi guys, we're back with Momentum, and here with today we have got a really interesting show, and I'll introduce the guys who are on the show shortly. But just before I do, guys, just remember our website, momentumaustralia.org. All our previous podcasts are all on there, and lots of advice and YouTubes that help men on their journey, so that's really important. And guys, don't forget our care line, 1-800-000-MEN from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. to 11 p.m., 7 days a week. And that's an amazing number. So you're doing life on your own, you need a safe and confidential conversation, guys. Reach out to 1-800-000-MEN, that's 636, easy to remember. Even I can remember it, so that's really cool. And also don't forget YouTube, TikTok, we've got short clips on there as well. And so that's really cool. In that case, you can see me as well as hear me. And so that's good. Now, before we get into the show, I just want to say that this subject that we're going to be talking about is a sensitive one. And so if you have young children around, it would be wise to move them into another room before you listen to this conversation. And guys, in any way, if any of you are struggling with some of the things we talk about, please reach out. Reach out to Momentum, reach out to Lifeline, reach out to Beyond Blue or Champions Australia, or anybody who can help you on your journey. So today we have a team from Destiny Rescue. Great organization. I'll let them talk about it. But let me firstly introduce Rachel Dunwell, who is the partnership team leader. Rachel, welcome to Momentum.
Thanks, Des. It's so great to be here, and thank you so much for having us.
That's really cool. So I'll ask you briefly to describe what Destiny Rescue does.
So Destiny Rescue is an anti-trafficking organization. We rescue children who are trafficked and exploited, and we equip them to stay free. So we've been working in this space for 23 years, Des, and Destiny Rescue was founded by an Australian but actually Kiwi by birth, but became an Australian later on. And he founded this organization 23 years ago, and we have been rescuing and equipping children for freedom since.
I mean, it's just an amazing thing. And some statistics around child and exploitation, we as men tend not to talk about this subject because we're scared of it, and that's a good thing to be. But we need to talk about it. It's like pornography. In fact, it's integrated with pornography and lots of other vices in this world that destroy the lives of children. Now, the other person who's on the phone is a lovely man who's almost as old as me, which is saying something. It's quite amazing. He doesn't look it, which is really cool. But his name is Gavin McCulloch. That's a good Irish name. And he is the digital fundraiser manager. You better explain what that is.
Sure, Des. So I look after all of our incredible supporters that want to jump online and fundraise to help aid Destiny Rescue in their mission. So my job really is to make fundraising easy for everyday people and to support our frontline team and what they do.
So maybe I'll come back to you, Rachel. Tell me some of the statistics, frightening though they are. Give us some of the statistics about children being trafficked.
So right now, as we speak, Des, on this podcast, over 1 million children are currently trafficked across the world for sexual exploitation. And I just want to say that is probably more of a conservative number. They know there's more, but this is a statistic that we use, that just over 1 million children are currently trafficked and exploited. So it is a horrific crime.
Yeah.
The trafficking in itself is one of the fastest growing criminal activities globally. And I think, wherever we go, wherever Gavin and I go, the team go, and we share these realities with the general population, there is a real shock factor around this, because society believes that we have dealt with this issue. This is an issue that's really in our past. We think William Wilberforce was able to conquer this issue, but sadly, this is not correct. We are now trafficking each other globally more than what we have ever done in the history of humanity. It is a very fast growing crime, in particular in the OSEX space, which is the online sexual exploitation of children. It's rapidly growing, as you can imagine. It's such a fast pace, and I know we're going to talk about that further. So, yeah, it's a very dark and vicious and evil crime. It is quite
Yeah.
horrific.
It's just happening so regularly. Children get, led astray. They meet somebody who promises them all sorts of glossy things and more money and whatever that looks like, a better life, away from their parents, whatever that looks like, not knowing that it's going to destroy their lives and maybe take their lives.
Correct.
Yeah.
In the online space, Des, right now, like in the last financial year, there was over 300 million children exploited online globally. So when you break that down, that's actually 1 in 8 children fell victim to online exploitation. And this is the topic we're talking about. So that last year, between 2022 and 2023, 58,000 reports were placed to the AFP in Australia of online exploitation. So that is, but the scary thing about this statistic, Des, is that's a 45% increase from the year before.
It's a crazy statistic, isn't it?
It's horrific. It's accelerating, but the reason it's accelerating is because it's sitting in the dark. It's a dark crime.
Yes.
But one of our roles at Destiny Rescue, and that's why we're here with you today, Des, thank you again for the opportunity, is we have the opportunity now to shed light on this topic.
Yes.
And that's its greatest enemy. It's conversations like this.
Yes, no, exactly. And when you said it being a dark thing, kids now have so much open access to the internet. Through Momentum, we hear some of the statistics, and it's kids as young as 12, 13 are absolutely indoctrinated, or if that's the right word, but certainly through pornography and through the sexual exploitation side is horrific. And I'm aware of, children as young as 3 and 4 who know and learn how to open their dad's iPhone, and they open it up and their dad's been watching pornography. And so these children get the images in their minds, and it will never leave them. It changes how they view their mom. It changes how they view their sisters, their cousins, people they work with. All those things are really, really horrific. And so, anything that we can do to alleviate that is important. Gavin, let me ask you, obviously men tend to hide these things under the bushel. It's not my problem. I don't have this problem in my family. I'll just focus on my world, right? What would you say to those men?
I'd say to those men, a couple of things. Probably just to bring it back to like what's happening in Australia.
Yeah.
Australia ranks number 3 in the world per capita for consuming child sexual abuse material.
Wow.
Now that is horrendous. I mean, there's some things you want to be proud of, like maybe being the top 3 rugby playing nations in the world. It's something that we want to aspire to.
You mean unlike New Zealand? You mean?
Unlike New Zealand, who are number 1. But I mean, we joke, but I mean, the reality is this is something that's shameful.
Yes.
I want us to rank at the bottom. Like the bottom is good. This is one of these rankings where actually not ranking is outstanding. But this is the reality. If you remain silent and you don't want to speak about these things, you actually side with this continuing. You continue to perpetrate the online consumption of child exploitation material by not speaking up about it and not doing anything and not being a voice in your group and your friends saying, guys, and as a male, I can say this, what you're doing is totally unacceptable. And as we alluded to earlier, by covering this up in shame and not shedding a light on it, you feel like you are potentially the only person that has this issue. But as soon as you bring it up, and I've been in groups of men where it's been brought to light and suddenly the shame is lifted, and then you can get support and help from your fellow men in dealing with the issue. But by just saying, I don't want to have anything to do with it and it's not going on in my world, is short-sighted, and you're not looking at the bigger picture.
But
Absolutely.
we have a moral, an ethical, a Christian perspective. Men, if you're listening, we all own this. We all own the responsibility, along with organizations like Destiny Rescue, to take a stand, to discourage all the people in our world from getting involved in pornography and sexual abuse material. But if we can protect one child and save one child from that exploitation, because it leads to all sorts of things in that child's life.
Yeah.
Absolutely, Des. And one of the things that Destiny Rescue does is we have a hub in Thailand and in the Philippines.
Right.
And we have highly trained operatives that are able to identify children who are being exploited online. So probably, if I can take a moment to help explain what that means, because there'll be some people that don't potentially understand what we're talking about. So what we're talking about is live feed of the exploitation of children that is live fed across the world, that is purchased by the demand globally. So there will be a child who has been exploited online, and that will be live streamed to parts of the world. That content is also available for sale. So that content becomes a product that is on-sold around the world over and over again.
Yes.
Now, Destiny Rescue knows that, as does many anti-trafficking organisations, including FBI, AFP, and we do work with the AFP. They know that Thailand and the Philippines are a very significant hub for this globally. So we are based in Thailand. We work with the Thai police. We're not an anti-vigilant. We're not a vigilante, a vigilante organisation. We work very closely with local police. So we have just trained actually 600 Thai police, our agents have, to be able to find children, take that intel and outwork a rescue. But that's not all that Destiny Rescue does. We rescue and then we equip these children for freedom.
So whenever you say you equip them for freedom, what does that actually look like? Is it give them a whole new lease on life? Is it putting them into a different home? Is it, there's obviously a Christian and a spiritual side to this as well. So, I would imagine you guys were involved in their spiritual well-being as well as their physical well-being.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I was actually with the head of international rescue over the weekend, and one of the things that he was so clear on in front of the audience that we had at that time was that without spiritual renewal, what are we really doing? That's got to be a key focus. But what I love about Destiny Rescue is the holistic approach to that equipping for freedom. So these children, to be honest, would be some of the most traumatized children on the planet when we rescue them. So we need to work from the ground up, so to speak. We have to get them physically strong again. We have to get them emotionally strong again. But at the same time, we need to introduce the love of Jesus to these children, which we do. The agent actually said on Sunday at the church he was speaking at, he said he's seen rescued children in church worshipping Jesus.
Yeah, wow. Yeah,
and that's the ultimate, right? And so when we say equipping, a quick synopsis of what I've just said is that it is a holistic approach.
Yeah.
And we don't ever negate the spiritual content, but I would like to preface that by saying in not every context we can bring the
Yes.
gospel, but where we can, we always will.
I'm absolutely sure that's true. Now, we're going to take a short break. And guys, just while we're on the break, can I recommend you have a look at destinyrescue.org, which is Destiny Rescue's website. Have a look around that. You'll see what they do and all those sort of things. And don't forget our website, momentumaustralia.org. If you can look at both at the same time, that's fantastic. You're a better man than me. But nevertheless, have a look at both of those. And we will be back in a minute.
You're listening to Momentum, a show that helps men succeed in life. Find out more at momentumaustralia.org.
If this program has highlighted something you'd like prayer for, we'd love to pray for you. Call 1-800-PRAY-FOR-ME. That's 1-800-772-936. It's a free call. Or text 0401 132 888.
You're listening to Momentum, a show that helps men succeed in life. Find out more at momentumaustralia.org. Now, here's your host, Des Kennedy.
Hi, we're back with Momentum, and we have Rachel and Gavin with us from Destiny Rescue. So we have with us Rachel and Gavin from Destiny Rescue, and they are always looking for ways to reach more children, and that equates, and it has to equate to revenue. And that's just a fact of life. If you have more, you can do more. Whether you're a missionary or whether you're, a Bible translator, whatever that looks like in your world, the more resources you have, the more you can do. And one of the initiatives that Destiny Rescue are undertaking is one called Tread on Trafficking. Gavin, give us an idea what Tread on Trafficking is about.
I'd love to. So I'd love to take the credit for Tread on Trafficking, but I don't
you can. Nobody would know.
No. But I'll tell you the truth. So Tread on Trafficking was actually started in 2023 over a conversation between a lawyer and a personal trainer. And Maria was training at a gym with her personal trainer, Josh, and they were in the same business group. And they both were passionate Destiny Rescue supporters.
Right.
And they were just kind of chatting and going, even back in 2023, the economic climate was a bit tough. And Maria was just kind of going, imagine if people that had a bit of time and maybe didn't have the financial means could give a day in the month of October to advocate for Destiny Rescue. What could that look like? And then her and Josh started brainstorming and being in a gym. They decided, what if we grabbed one of the treadmills on a Saturday for 24 hours and then broke it into 24 shifts and then got 24 people to jump on the treadmill for an hour and to fundraise to rescue a child. What impact could we make?
That's huge.
So they,
I like that.
They got 20. They actually got 30 people to jump on treadmills, and they raised over $30,000.
Wow.
And out of that spurred Tread on Trafficking. They literally gave us the keys to the car, and they're like, "Don't crash it. It's our baby, but go for it." So we took it over last year. Josh and Maria jumped back in again with their team, and we scaled it and got a whole lot more people involved, and we were able to raise over $100,000 last year. So we're doing it again this year. The thing that I love about it is we bring a community together. We had a physiotherapist in Taree joining, and he chatted to a couple of churches in his area, and they had 50 people out on a Sunday afternoon, walking, running. They had men pushing women in wheelbarrows. It must be a Taree thing, I think.
They don't have too many cars in Taree.
Yeah. And it was phenomenal. And it's exactly what we wanted. It was an opportunity to bring community together while having fun and seeing funds raised and kids rescued.
I think that's amazing. And I would encourage all the men who are listening to the show, whatever town you're in, you're most likely part of a men's group. You've got a men's connect or whatever it looks like in your church group, or men's shed or whatever it looks like where you get together, even just socially. You guys should and could take the responsibility to get involved in Tread on Trafficking.
All we say is, what could it look like if you just gave one day or even an hour in the month of October? to take a stand. So all that you need to do is go to treadontrafficking.com.au. You can sign up as an individual.
So that's a website you have,
That is treadontrafficking.com.au.
Excellent.
We've already created a Momentum Australia community.
Oh.
So jump into the Momentum Australia community, and then you can form your teams, get your mates together. I would love to see more men getting involved there. We've already got over 100 people signed up and committed to Tread on Trafficking. The bulk of those are actually a whole bunch of young people who are part of Youth Alive. So it's exciting to see our teens getting involved in this.
Yeah.
Just today, I watched an incredible TikTok video by a young man who's super excited about being on mission to rescue kids. And for me, I was really moved by this because if we're going to stem the tide of the online sexual exploitation of children, it's going to start with our young people. And just seeing a young man stand up, realize what's going on, and be motivated to jump on TikTok and form an uncomfortable video, put himself out there to be like, hey, me and my mates are jumping in together to do this. As a 50-something-year-old male, I was a lot more motivated to be like, well, what am I going to do about this? I can sit on the sidelines, and we've had groups of young women getting involved. So I would love to see more men jumping in, signing up, and getting out in the community and actually having conversations with their male friends.
I mean, I think it's amazing. And I think it's got to the point where men cannot say, I'm going to do nothing. Doing nothing is not an option anymore. These children are somebody's daughter. They're somebody's son. They are somebody who has a value. And we have no right to ignore the children who are suffering at the hands of our fellow men. And it's disgusting that it's allowed. It's disgusting that it's growing. And we men, all of us, me included, Gavin included, men and women, we must protect these children. It's our God-given duty to protect these kids from exploitation.
I think there's too, when we think about the life of Jesus, like he said these profound words. He said, suffer the little children to come to me and forbid them not. And if there's one thing that stops children coming to know Christ is trafficking. Like these kids are held in places that, in all sincerity and honesty, we cannot comprehend. But we cannot comprehend either, just as much as we can't comprehend the negative places that they are found in. We can't comprehend the wonder of rescue. We can't comprehend the wonder of equipping these children for freedom. I personally, and so has Gavin, a lot of our team have seen the wonder of freedom. And if we can put a dollar handle, you talked about the fact that, money equals rescue. Money equals equipping for freedom. Right now, so Gavin talked about just over 100,000 was raised to rescue children. So it costs approximately $1,800 to rescue a child and equip a child for freedom.
Wow.
So through Tread on Trafficking this last year, we rescued over 50 children.
Yeah.
My dream is that 100 men would come together, raise $1,800 each. That is a huge amount of children rescued as a result of,
I think 1,800
so much
is
awareness
nothing.
raised.
I think 1,800 is nothing. If you have, 10 men, 20 men, right?
Right.
And each of them raise $100.
Right.
Yeah.
It's easy.
Yeah. This is not hard. This is something you're doing, something that you like doing anyway. So if it's walking or if it's whatever it is that you do, so we're just about to run out of time, but let me just say the website is destinyrescue.org is the organization's website. Please have a look at that. And guys, have a look at treadontrafficking.com.au. Is that correct?
That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
100%.
And so, guys, go on to that with your group of men. So, if you're in a men's connect, if you're in even your men in your church or in your social group or whatever, if you're going to have a barbecue, today, tell your mates about treadontrafficking.com.au. Decide what you're going to do and sign up and get involved, because it's our obligation. These children won't be rescued unless people stand up and make a stand. At the end, I just want to thank you two guys, Rachel and Gavin, for what you do. Right? And it's not easy doing this sort of ministry work and dealing with these things every day. So I just want to thank you for that. And guys, don't forget MomentumAustralia.org. Don't forget DestinyRescue.org. And thank you guys for your time. And we just pray that you really get blessed through what you do.
Thank you, Des. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Des.
You've been listening to Momentum, a show that helps men succeed in life. For more information or to hear this week's show again, go to MomentumAustralia.org. You can also access a whole range of resources to help you on your journey and to get in touch with the team at MomentumAustralia.org.